In 1865, an enormous migration was underway. The once powerful tribes of the plains watched as settlers invaded their land, killed their buffalo, destroyed their way of life. It was a hard time to be Cheyenne. In the burning summer of 1874, the plains explode. War parties of Kiowas, Comanches, Cheyenne, and Arapahoes raid into Texas and New Mexico, taking revenge on settlers and soldiers alike. General William Tecumseh Sherman demands the U.S. wipe out resistance on the plains once and for all. Punish the raiders, he says. Run them down, starve them out, kill their horses, burn their camps. Scattered bands of Indians are no match for the U.S. Army. The warriors are captured, shackled, and declared guilty without trial.
Whitehorse, Isa Ta, arrested at Fort Sill, Indian Territory, 1874, ringleader. Biter, Zoton, arrested at Salt Fork, Indian Territory, 1875, murderer. Boy, Itadliu, arrested at Red River, 1875, murderer.
72 warriors were singled out for exile. Henrietta Mann's great-grandmother was there.
She saw the blacksmith putting the leg irons on them. The Cheyennes were horrified.
With Pratt in charge, the warriors began a 1,000-mile journey into a world none of them could imagine, and a struggle even the wisest among them could not predict. At each stop, the curious gathered at the train stations to stare at the savages. Frightened by the crowds, they hid beneath their blankets. There was little Pratt could do to comfort his prisoners. In his autobiography, he recalled a particularly painful encounter.
Going through the cars with my oldest daughter, then 6 years of age, I stopped to talk with a Cheyenne chief, Graybeard. Through an interpreter, he said he had only one child, and that was a little girl just about my daughter's age. He asked me how I would like to have chains on my legs as he had, and to be taken a long distance from my home, my wife and little girl as he was, and his voice trembled with deepest emotion. It was a hard question.
The captives continued their seemingly endless journey. At the state line between Georgia and Florida, Graybeard jumped from the train. Newspaper accounts say he was shot like a tiger escaping from the zoo. In May of 1875, the prisoners reached their place of exile, St. Augustine, Florida. To the Plains warriors, this is another universe, hot, humid, nightmarish. They are taken in chains to an ancient Spanish fort, Fort Marion. It is a dank and ominous place. The prisoners slept on the dirt floor, waiting for execution. In the first few weeks, several died from disease and exhaustion. One warrior starved himself to death. Early one morning, Lieutenant Pratt removed the chains of the prisoners. To their bewilderment, he ordered their hair to be cut and their tribal clothing exchanged for U.S. Army uniforms. The great experiment had begun.